There's a kind of weight that no one sees. The kind that doesn't show up in the before and after pictures. It doesn't even register on the scale. But it does show up in how we eat, how we perform, and how we cope. In my last video, I opened up about how being a caregiver, a stylist, a daughter, and working in the hospital always meant that I was showing up for others more than I was showing up for myself, even when I was running on empty. But today, I want to go back further to when sugar first became my comfort place. Before I understood my blood type, before the weight transformation, before there was clarity, and before what I was craving wasn't just sweets, it was relief. I was 10 when my mom got remarried, and everything changed. New roles, new energy, and new dinners. My stepdad, he would use sugar like it was seasoning, adding it to everything. Rice, beans, sometimes even cereal. At first, I cringed. Then I tried it. And over time, I started to crave it. It was more than flavor. It was the one thing that didn't change during seasons that felt very uncertain. And in the house that would become very full, very fast, that sugar became my comfort place. And what I didn't realize then was that he was simply repeating the patterns he had seen growing up. And while he had been cooking the way he had been taught, I developed my own patterns, and some of them would follow me for years. You know, there's something I never really said out loud, but I was only a child for 13 years. My mom became a foster parent at that time, and I remember getting my first sister, and then there was another, and then another. And after a while, we were full with the house full of 6 kids. And then more cousins came. And then more kids. By the time I graduated high school, 14 kids had come through our home, 5 in which were adopted. At first, I was excited. I had asked for a sister or a brother. But eventually, the excitement faded and the weight increased. I became more independent, juggling school, work, even my after-school hairstyling clients. I even graduated high school early. So from the outside looking in, I was very independent. I was doing a lot more for myself. But truth, it wasn't about me anymore. It was about being an example, being a big sister, showing that I could do for myself. But nobody really teaches you how to put that weight down. Food had always been fun in our family, from birthday cakes to ice cream outings, Sunday dinners with lots of desserts. But over time, sweets became more than fun. It became a coping mechanism. It became comfort. It became what I went to when I was feeling overwhelmed or stressed. And by the time I took my first job, I picked Dairy Queen. I'd come home every night with a large blizzard with the extra Oreos on top, or a 6-pack of dilly bars, telling myself, you earned this. And maybe I had. But what I didn't realize as I was building a pattern, big feelings, sweet reward. And maybe your thing isn't sugar. Maybe it's a favorite bag of salt and vinegar potato chips. Maybe it's your favorite soda or wine, or even nowadays scrolling. Maybe it used to be an indulgence, but now it's just the way that you cope. It's your new routine. Maybe it's a ritual, a reward, or even relief. We all reach for something, but it's not the thing that we want. It's the feeling we're chasing, especially when life hits us hard, when we're dealing with a breakup, or grieving a loss, or holding the family together while silently dealing with pressures that nobody else can see. Sometimes it's not even the craving, it's the habit of survival, a way to soften the edges through a rough day or a rough life season. But if that's you, you're not broken, you're surviving. But you deserve more than survival. You deserve healing. I remember standing in the mirror and thinking, I'm just not carrying pounds. I'm carrying pressure. Pressure to hold everything together, to be the one to always get it done, to be the one that never needs help. But what I realized is that healing, it doesn't happen under pressure. It happens with permission. And in permission, you give yourself time to pause, to let it go, to feel what you never had time to feel before. If you're watching this and you're thinking, man, this sounds like me, trust me, you're not by yourself. This isn't just about sugar. This is about the reward loop you didn't realize were shaping your choices. And maybe the weight that you've been carrying isn't just on your body, but it's in your story. And if that someone is you, I see you. I've been there. And you know what? I'm glad you're here.